What's up, YouTube? Today we're gonna go over my wish list for whenever the next update is. Let's go over it. Okay, first off, let me know down below what you want most in the next update besides global release. We all want global release in the next update, right? Okay, so actually some of the things I want most is probably gonna be geared towards that because I want the things that are gonna make global release happen. Stuff like voice acting, right? I really want a bunch of new voice acting in the next update for a couple reasons. Of course, because global release, it would help that, right? But also, the voice acting is some of the most enjoyable stuff in the game. It honestly makes the game that much more enjoyable. Like every time you do really well with a brawler, like you get a kill, like when you're playing Colt and you get a kill and he says unstoppable or ricochet and he just goes ha 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 ha. Yeah, those are some of the best moments. Just destroying people with the voice acting to back it up is so fun to see. So I want to see more brawlers with more voice acting. Also, it makes the game feel more like a finished product. I feel like, at the least in the sense that when brawlers don't have voice acting, it's kind of like, huh? Like, why don't I hear anything? So definitely want to see that. Also want to see a new skin, just because I feel like a new skin is fun, and I'd like to see more brawlers with skins. There are a good amount of skins, 16 skins, not too bad, so it's not a high priority item, but I'd like to see it. Also would love to see band mail. Band mail would be sweet. In bands where there's 100 people, more ways to organize your band would be fantastic because communication is kind of hard to do, especially in a 100-person band. Being able to tell people, like, hey, here's a new rule, that would be great because bands are really big. Also would love to see a new brawler. How can you not want a new brawler? I want a brawler that spawns walls. I think that would be really awesome. Or a brawler who has like electricity shocks. Sort of like how Jesse bounces from target to target, but a totally different type of attack. Like much quicker, maybe lower damage. Maybe even longer range, I'm not quite sure, but I think that would be a really cool brawler as well. Also really want to see daily incentives like quests. I think quests would be fantastic. Also, I feel like that's something that would be a great thing to have upon global release, because that's, you know, one of those daily incentives which you want to up your player retention, and that's something that would probably be really big for that. I remember back in Clash Royale when they added quests, that was one of the big, like not one of the biggest, but a really big thing that helped their player retention like a year plus later. That was something that players really liked, and it was just a small-ish thing to add to the game. I think that would be a great thing for Brawl Stars. Also, another big thing for me is the event rotation. I really want to see a better event rotation. I think it's kind of awkward right now with Gem Grab up 24/7, Showdown and Duo Showdown up 24/7. I think those two are fine. The third event slot is kind of awkward, switching between Heist, Brawl Ball, and Bounty. Each of those game modes don't really probably see enough daylight. I mean, some people really love Brawl Ball, and some people are maybe starting to really like Heist. There are also people who Bounty is their favorite mode. And then the fourth event slot, kind of awkward. You got those event modifiers 5 days out of 7, and then they're not there for 24 hours in a row. But on top of that, the event modifiers rotation by itself is also awkward. It's like energy drink, meteors, life leash, energy drink, robo boss, energy drink, meteors. It's like, what? Like, why is it like this? So I'd like to see a better energy drink rotation as well. I think one of the best solutions would be what one of the community members suggested, which is having 4 event rotations and then having one in the middle, which is just the weekend ticket events, and it just like is a smaller icon, and that way the ticketed events are not taking up any of the other slots. And what that would do maybe is then you could have event modifiers up 24/7, which I think would be awesome, and you could also have a better rotation for that, and people aren't like, where's life leech, because it would come up, it'd have more chances to come up in the event rotation. I think something like that would be a really good thing to add to the game. Another thing I really want is customization in friendly battles. Event modifiers was a great add-on to Brawl Stars, but it probably made people want to add customization to friendly battles even more. And actually, they sort of not quite promised it, but they said they think that, but this was the last update, they thought that event modifiers were going to be available in friendly battles, and it turned out that they weren't, so that was really disappointing. We all want to have customization in friendly battles where you can turn on event modifiers or turn them off. You can just play event modifiers in friendly battles. That would be really great, or even add other customization like allow duplicate brawlers. You could have everyone even in duo showdown or in 3v3, all be playing the same brawler. That would be really fun. Or the ability to turn off bots. That would be great, because sometimes you want to play showdown with your friends, and then maybe you're not able to exactly get a full game room. You don't really want to be playing versus bots, because those are sort of like an unfair advantage to whoever gets them, or just sort of makes the gameplay a little bit different. Maybe you want to have like a 1v1v1 in solo showdown. That would be really, really cool. Stuff like that. More customization-friendly battles would be a great add-on to Brawl Stars. I don't think I said this, but some other quality of life stuff I really, really want would be like a map preview button. We all know why that's kind of annoying to not have. Just that would go a long way, small quality of life thing. Another thing that's sort of big, I almost said really big, even though it's actually a quality of life thing, would be just the ability to hide offline. Okay, as a YouTuber, this is like a big thing for me, I think, but too, even just as like a normal Brawl Stars player, this would be a great thing to have, just because sometimes you're just trying to go in, maybe you just get your free box, or you're just trying to go in and check something, or read ban shop. Maybe you're not always trying to go in and play a game, or you already know who you're playing with, and you don't want to get those bombarded with invites and like sort of feel bad for rejecting people. Like, yeah, it's kind of an awkward thing to be rejecting people, especially if they're actually your friend and you're just don't want to play with them right now. Another thing would be good is stop being the ability to stop that pop-up for whenever someone comes online. What's kind of annoying is whenever you play a game and then you come back, if you have a full friends list of like 200 people that's active, and you come back after a game, you can easily have like 3 or 4 or 5 people just like pop online because they came online while you were in game, so they don't show it in game, so they save it till afterwards. So it just goes, it's like, okay, can you stop please? So that would be great to turn that off. Like, please, that would be great. Also, just like doing videos, that's kind of annoying to hear that pop up in the background all of a sudden, and I'm trying to say something or do something and I get distracted. But in general, that would be a great thing to stop. Also, a cancel button for play again. Sometimes you press play again, and like you did it at the beginning because they played awesome, you press it right away, and then you're just like sitting there for 10 seconds. Maybe you don't want to sit there for 10 seconds. Maybe you want to sit there for 5 seconds, and they're like not pressing it. Or maybe you pressed it on accident. Like, that happens too. You're like, oh crap, no, I please don't want to play with them. And then you gotta wait until you get to the quit button, like that 10 seconds later. A cancel button would solve all of that. Small thing to add, but it would be great. Another thing I want to see is changes to some of the current maps. This is something that Brawl Stars really hasn't done that much since basically the beginning of the game. I feel like they've added maps to the game and then they just sort of leave them. But like, we can keep improving these maps. Some of these maps in the game, especially some of the new ones, there are small changes you can make to them, like some of the stuff I mentioned in my last video, or maybe my last one, a couple of videos ago about talking about the new maps. You can make small changes that would easily improve these maps a good amount. So I really want to see the Brawl Stars team going back to some of these maps that are already in the game and making small changes to them, making them a little bit better. I would also like to see some new maps, but honestly, we have a lot of maps in the game, so it's definitely not a priority. I really don't think so. I mean, maybe remove some maps or get some sort of map rotation. Like, okay, these maps are going to be up for 3 months, and then we're going to add in some new maps, take out some of the least favorite ones, and just try out new maps. That would be cool as well. Okay, so far, I feel like I haven't really asked for anything that big, besides maybe like one brawler. It's mostly just been like UI changes or like quality of life stuff. So here's going to be my big ask. Now, this isn't something that has to be in this update. It could maybe be like an update later, but it is something I think Brawl Stars really, really needs, and that's a big reason to be in a band. And for me, I want to see band wars. I really want to see band wars. Do it like in Clash Royale. Do it really similar to that. Have it be either 3 bands or 5 bands all paired together in a pool, and whoever, like whatever place you finish, you gain a certain amount of points, and the more points you gain, you get in higher divisions, and you slowly start facing better and better bands. Now, what happens is essentially you have so many battles you can play. Every person gets to play 3 battles. You can go, okay, look, this is going to be a battle for the band war, okay? And you go with your teammates, and if you win, you get a point for your team, for your band. If you lose, you don't get a point. Each person only gets 3 battles, so whatever band gets the most points from that is going to win or lose or whatever, going to determine your ranking. And then this can happen, say, every couple days. You can just keep on doing it, keep on gaining points. And then you can also do it like Clash Royale, how at the end of every few weeks, your band will get a chest, a band box, for however well you finish, and you can get a, you know, if you get first place, you can get a bigger band box versus 5th place, etc., or depending on your division as well. This would be a great way to add a reason to be in a band. I think this is a big ask, So this is going to be the biggest thing I probably ask for in my wish list. But they do need something like this, either a banned war or a banned box in general, where people just like accumulate points towards it. I think it's really, really needed, so hopefully they add something like that in the next update. Now, if they don't add something like banned wars, what I would like to see instead, just as like a consolation prize, I guess, is a new event. I want one or the other, okay? I either want a new event or I want banned wars. Those are the two things I want most. And for the new event, what I really want is capture the flag. I think this is a game mode that could really fit with Brawl Stars. You just have the flag in the center of the map. You have to get so many points. Like every time you bring the flag back to your base, you get so many points. What you could do too is make the maps a little bit longer. I think you could change the maps in a way. At the least, you would definitely need specific maps for it. I would not want to regurgitate any of the maps. But capture the flag could be a really, really fun way. I mean, Mortis might be good in it, but I think what you would do is once you have the flag, you can't attack. Like, if you attack, you drop the flag. That way, brawlers like Mortis would not be super, super OP in it. It would have all brawlers be a similar, like, level of ability. I mean, of course, there are brawlers who move faster, like Crow and Mortis do move faster. Tanks also move faster. Tanks would probably be good flag carriers in general, too, because they have a lot of health. So tanks definitely would be strong in this mode. But tanks would be really bad at getting the flag back. Unless you have your super, ranged brawlers would be really good at stopping the people from scoring points. It would be, I think this would be a really fun game mode. I would definitely like to see, maybe have each person get up to 3 points, the first to 3 flag captures, or maybe you could have it be 2. You definitely have to test it out, see how easy or how hard it is to score points to get the flag back to your base, and that would be awesome. It would be similar to Brawl Ball, I think, too, where once a team scores a goal, everyone resets. You reset at the beginning, you go back to your original spawn points, and the flag goes back to the middle, of course, but everyone also respawns back where they started. Alright, I don't want to drag this video out, but that's going to be it from my wish list. So let me know what you want most down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you later.